Hello, all. Thanks so much for joining me. Welcome to today's class, a celebration of spring. So, living in harmony with the seasons is a key belief in Chinese medicine. The Taoists teach that as the seasons shift, we're happiest and healthiest when we harmonize with those shifts. And as we know, spring is a lovely period of renewal, creation, and growth. And spring is also the time of year when our liver and gallbladder organs are most active, making it like an ideal time to revitalize the flow of qi, in other words, our life energy that nourishes those vital organs and their functions. So, in this sequence, we'll be working the connective tissues of the inner and outer legs, the outer hips, and the sides of the body. All these areas where the energy channels flow. We'll use the acupressure of the poses along with breath and attention to help to release any tension and tightness, open the lines of energy, and clear away any blockages. In this way, we'll help to rehydrate, re-strengthen, and re-lengthen our connective tissues while we support the quality and flow of the liver-gall-bladder qi and our transition into spring. So let's begin in a comfortable upright posture. So it could be kneeling in seiza as I am with the toes back, maybe a block in between the heels to give a little lift and relief, a little lift to the hips and relief to the knees. Or of course you could come into a cross-legged position. So begin to find your seat. And let the gaze settle. Perhaps you close the eyes. And feel yourself sitting well. Sense the sit bones rooting downward. And feel a lightness lifting up through the crown of your head. And allow the muscles of your body to drape freely with ease. Through the nose, take a long breath in. And through the mouth, let it go. One more. Breathe in through the nose. And out through the mouth. And let your breath flow freely. Simply enjoying the breath as you feel it flow without any effort needed on your part. And with your kind, curious attention, just begin to notice how you're doing in this moment. Free from the weight of any conditions or requirements of yourself. Notice your body. Notice the mind. How is the mind? Notice whatever mood might be present. What's the mood? Just receiving things as they are. And now bring your attention to the space just below your navel, deep to the surface of the skin, a couple inches below the navel, into the abdomen. Rest your attention in this energy center, deep in the abdomen. See if you can feel the breath as though it's moving from this space, the dantian, deep in the abdomen. No need to force the breath. Just feel its natural flow, the space below the belly. I'm going to practice a full orbiting of energy through the front and the back line of the body. It's an optimal way to gather any dispersed energy, draw it to the center line so that you can use it to replenish these organs throughout your practice. Beginning with the attention resting in the dantian. Feel the breath come in and the breath go out. And with the next in-breath, see if you can feel your energy move from the lower abdomen down to the tailbone, and then all the way up the back side of the spine, the back of the neck, back of head, top of head, coming to rest the energy at the third eye center between the eyebrows. Just pausing there a moment or two. And then with the out breath, see if you can feel or imagine now your energy moving down through the face. As you breathe out, down through the neck, the chest, the midline, coming to return to the dantian. Pausing there a moment or two just below the navel. This is one orbit of energy called Shashutan. Trying it again. With the in-breath, feel or imagine the energy drawing down to the tailbone, ascending up through the back side of the spine, back of neck, top of head to the third eye center. Pause at the top of the inhale a moment. And with the exhale, draw the energy slowly down through the face, to the front side of the spine, the chest, return to the navel just below. Pause at the bottom of the exhale a moment or two. And now continue this microcosmic orbit on your own a bit longer. Using the in-breath to draw the energy up the back side of the spine, up and through to the third eye. Using the out-breath to move the energy slowly down through the front side of the spine, back down to the navel where you pause, just below the navel where you pause. And repeating on your own. If it's difficult to feel the energy, no worries. If it's useful, give the energy a color. Give it the color of bright yellow as it travels up the yang channel of the backside of your body. Giving it the color of white as it travels down the yin side, the front of the body. Inhaling up the back of the spine. Exhaling down the front of the spine. You have 1 minute remaining in your breath practice. Keep relaxing the shoulders and the face. Feeling or visualizing the energy circle front and back. Beginning to complete your orbit, resting the attention in the space below the navel, resting the breath work. And take the pause to notice any after effects. Some sensations of chi flow. Just watch how you feel. And as you're ready, gently begin to open your eyes if they're closed. And let's start with our first posture. So take that blanket that was underneath you and go ahead and make it a little bit wider. We wanted to place it around the top third of your mat so that when you come onto your belly, that blanket is going to be more or less just underneath the navel area. And slip your blocks forward if they're not there already. Come to tabletop position. Knees go back on the mat. Bend your elbows. Lower yourself down onto your belly. And then take a moment to stretch out long. Reach the fingertips towards the front. Reach your toes behind you. Take an inhale. Extend and accentuate that reach. And with the exhale, release the muscles, top to bottom. And go ahead and fold your forearms. And you can slip now your right knee up towards your right hip. We're coming into a pose called tipsy frog. So the right hip and the right knee come into alignment with each other. And the right knee, a mirror image for you, and your right ankle line up with each other. For most, the right toes turn out towards the right side of the room. Now, this is the first option, resting either your chin onto your folded palms or resting your forehead down onto the hands. You want to feel the hips level so that the front of the hips, both frontal hip bones, are softening down towards the floor. The left leg stays extended straight behind you. Now, if you don't feel any opening through the low back, a little bit of compression there, and you would like to, then just come up a little bit higher in a way that you are perched kind of onto your elbows with your chest away from the floor. Maybe you even rest your chin into your palms, elbows onto the floor. And feel the belly softening towards the mat. If you'd like to feel a little more pressure in the low back, then you can come up and press the hands, the palms of the foot, and straighten the arms, getting a deeper compression into the lower spine area. So feel for the position that will allow you to be steady and relaxed for a bit of time. The primary areas of focus in this first posture are the lower back, which has a connection to the liver and gallbladder through the kidney channel. And then also, we're beginning to gently awaken and open the inner leg line on the right side. So you might feel some gentle pulling or tension through that adductor area of the inner legs, the inner right leg. So as you move through these poses, avoid any sharp, burning, or kind of tingling, numbing sensations, or anything that's too localized. You want to stay with lighter sensations of gentle release, kind of opening or pulling, or a little bit of pressure. Can everyone take a breath in and use your exhale to lower yourself all the way back down. Rest the cheek down, whichever is best for you, and then straighten your right leg and take in any effect. Feel what's happening through the inside of the body and the areas that you just stimulated. expect sensation to linger a bit through rest. And once it's subsided, then you're ready to go to the other side. And if that's the case for you, then begin by just slipping now the left knee up. So the inner knee is on that blanket, just resting onto the floor. And more or less, the left knee is in line with the left hip, and the left knee is in line with the left ankle. Left toes point out. Stay low, or if the body prefers, then come up a little bit higher onto forearms, elbows, or once again with the palms pressing onto the mat and the arms straight. Try to consciously release and relax both frontal hips down to the floor. It's natural for that left hip to lift a little bit, but feel an energetic draw of that left hip settling downward towards the earth. Allow your attention and intention to drop deeper inward. This will allow you to better guide your energy. And as you settle into the stillness, allow your body to relax as much as possible. Feel yourself melting into the shape, melting and softening into the floor. If it assists the attention, you're welcome to practice with your eyes closed. Whichever you choose, just allow your attention to keep dropping below the surface of the skin, deep into the body where these channels flow. And as always, honor the sensations you feel by the moment, by making any adjustments and taking breaks as necessary. Take a slow, long breath in. Use your exhale, lower yourself flat to the floor. Slip the left leg behind you, both legs straight. And take the pause here. Feel any effect of your attention, of the acupressure of this pose? Watch any effect. And then bring the forehead to center. Help yourself back up to a tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, hips over knees. Bring the knees forward. And let's prepare for a cycle of dragon poses. So helpful to have the props towards the front of the mat. You can place both blocks the tallest height up there. And for those with sensitive knees, you might prefer to have your blanket folded up a couple of times so it's more in a rectangular shape. Place that towards the back third of your mat, and that way you'll have the extra cushion underneath the knees. Come to hands and knees pose for your entry. Place the right foot forward between the thumbs. Again, I'll mirror you. Hands onto those blocks on either side of the right foot. So for our first baby dragon pose, you have the right knee more or less over the right ankle. And you can slide that back leg further back if you need more intensity and stimulation through the front of the top thigh and the hip flexor through there. If you feel an uncomfortable pinching or compression, you don't want to stay with that. You could just walk your right foot out to the right a little bit. Oftentimes that'll clear up some space between the bones and relieve that pressure. Now for this first option, which you can always stay here in this option, You place your hands to the blocks, or for some, hands come to the floor. Maybe if the neck allows, the head even drops down. Find the depth into the pose that feels like appropriate sensation for you. Working the back thigh and then also working once again the inner legs where the liver channel flows. As you relax and soften into this shape, you feel the hips moving towards the floor, the body sinking forward and down. Now stay here if that's best for you, or we'll move to Fragon pose. So you take both blocks inside of the right foot. The key to this is you pivot on the back knee so that the knee, the back shin rather, becomes parallel to the back edge of your mat. And those left toes point towards the back of the mat. Keep the right knee over the right ankle. That'll give you the deepest opening once again through the inner legs. You can stay here, or if you need more, you walk the blocks in your upper body over to the left. And then once again, you can change the level of the blocks to change the level of intensity that you're feeling. Remember, you're not forcing or pushing at all. You're simply finding a mild, reasonable edge of sensation. You have just under a minute in this Fragon shape. If you need more sensation, slip the left knee further away from you. If you need less, draw the left knee closer in towards the midline. Scan the body to begin to heighten your sensitivity to where you're feeling the sensation. And now we'll begin the transition. So come back onto those blocks so it's an easy transition. Pivot the back knee as you walk back to baby dragon pose. Now again, you can stay here. We have one more dragon on this side. And this is twisting dragon. So you lengthen through the spine as you inhale, and then as you exhale, begin to twist the torso to the right. You can stay up high, or maybe you lower the blocks down as you make that twist. Right hand can settle into right hip. You can look up. You could look down. For some, maybe you're resting onto the left forearm. Again, right toes turn out to the right if there's too much compression in the front of that right hip. You have about a half a minute in this shape here. Just open your awareness to your physical body and know what you feel. See if you can stay present to feel the sensations arising. And now ease yourself back up, untwist rather, and then just place your hands to either side of the block or either side of the foot and slip your right knee back. Come into a child's pose, stretching the arms out or forearms bent. Or if you prefer, coming into a downward facing dog, hands to the mat, tuck the toes under, lift the hips, and open the backs of the knees gently. Reaching the heels towards the floor without forcing. Stay with any effect that you're feeling, any movement of energy on the inside. Aware of any changes or shifts. And then wherever you are, come back to your tabletop position. And rearrange the blocks if you need to so they're towards the front of your mat, and we will come into dragon on the other side. So from hands and knees pose, this time step your left foot forward, hands on blocks either side of that front foot. Stay up high, maybe lower the hands down. Find your position that works best for your body. And stay with sensations that are allowing your breath to flow unencumbered. And deep, full breathing moves our energy and clears away any stagnant qi. Okay, and now stay here or prepare for a dragon pose. So take the left hand inside of the left foot, gently shift on that back knee. So what we want is the back shin parallel to the back edge of the mat, toes point away from you. And then make it your own. Stay where you are or begin to walk the upper body over now to your right. Left knee over left ankle. Guide your attention to the places you feel it. Because we know where attention goes, energy flows. The emphasis here, the adductors, probably don't need to tell you, the inner leg line. You might feel it through the left hamstrings. And now begin to walk back towards your baby dragon pose. Pivot gently on that back knee so you find that shape. Be here or twisting dragon. So for twisting dragon, inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, and then with your exhale, begin to twist now to the left. You might need to rearrange the blocks where your right arm is. If it feels good to look up, then do that. If not, just look down towards the floor. You have just about a half a minute in this final dragon. Throughout class today, just practice watching yourself. However you're feeling, whatever you're thinking, the sensations, with your compassionate, curious attention. And we'll begin the transition. So unravel through the spine, come back to baby dragon, and slip that left knee back very slowly. Expect fragility in the body, that's natural. You could come back to a child's, forehead to the floor, or sit onto the heels, or take your downward facing dog. Are you feeling any effect from your breath, from the poses? Can you sense how the qi expands and flushes through the areas you've been stimulating through the hips and legs? As you're ready, Gently open your eyes if they're closed. Let's come to dragonfly pose next. So this is a seated position. For many of us, will benefit from sitting on a blanket or a bolster to elevate the hips. We want to maintain the natural inward curve of the lower back in the pose. So start by placing your feet towards the outer edges of your mat with your knees bent. This is the first option here. And be sure too that you have your bolster nearby and any extra props. If the legs allow, then you can go ahead and bring your legs towards a more of a straight position, bringing the legs in closer if it's too much stimulation through the inner legs, and then further away if you need it. Sometimes the hamstrings and knees are going to get a little cranky here, and so a nice way to support them is to slip a prop underneath that area. And then the bolster. The bolster can be used to help create the shape, so you can have it sitting onto the knees. I like to place a block underneath each end of the bolster. It takes some of that weight out and pressure off of the knees, the weight of the prop. And we're going to turn this into a forward fold over the right leg. And so the sit bones root, the length of the spine is long. Inhale, and then exhale, twist to the right. And then from here, begin to slowly bow over the right leg. If it feels okay to round the spine, you can do that, just bringing the nose towards the knees. If it starts to create pain in the lower back for any reason, then just keep the back straight as you fold. Think nose to toes. Arrange the height of the bolster, or if it's not needed, you could set it aside and fold directly over the legs. For some, maybe the hand is holding the foot. The head is supported or just hanging freely, depending on what your neck needs. And just call attention to where you're feeling the stimulation. Inner legs, backs of legs, hips. And as you locate the sensations, try to not resist them. Be curious. What's the intensity? Is there a temperature to the sensations you feel? Is what you're feeling static, or is it changing? And 2, breathe with awareness. Keep adopting a deep, easeful breath. Keep relaxing and softening into the shape as you breathe fully and deeply. Breath is one of the most effective ways we have to bring more qi, more life into the body. You have just under a minute remaining. If it's too soft, the sensations you're feeling, go a little deeper. Maybe it's intensified, it's too intense, and then so you try backing off a little bit. 3 more deep, complete breaths. Okay, and then be easeful as you transition. Slowly press into the floor, lift gently the upper body, and unwind so you come back to neutral at the center. And take a moment. Just to absorb any after effect. And as you're ready, we'll go to the other side. So blocks can frame now the left leg, and bolster can always set on top of those blocks. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, twist the upper body to the left, and then take your time as you begin to gently fold over the left leg. Again, support tight hamstrings or cranky knees with a block underneath or a blanket. You can place a block on top of the legs to support the weight of the head, or a bolster. Make the necessary shifts and adjustments that will allow you to hold the pose for time and also relax a bit into the shape. And once again, now notice the physical sensations. Be curious, where are they arising and how? And whatever's there, there's no right or wrong state of mind. It's always changing. See if you can allow the space that is needed for whatever to be there to be there. A thought, a sensation, a mood, or feeling. Can you give it the space that's needed to let it be there? Just about a minute remaining in this fold. As your breath moves energy, you might use your exhale to move the energy along and through the lines of sensation you're feeling. If you try this, what do you experience? use your hands, arms, gently press yourself all the way up. Come back to center. Take a moment. Take a moment to just observe. And now we'll do one more variation, folding down the center line, which will really begin to emphasize even more the sensation along the liver channel that flows through the inner legs. So you might want to place your props out front. You can have your bolster up angled and fold onto the bolster this way. I do want to mention you can also stay upright, fingertips into the floor, maybe sit up against the wall if that feels more supportive. Or adjust your bolster to the level that's going to work best for your body as it is right here and now. Find length as you inhale and then come forward as you exhale. The only place to get to is a place where you're feeling a mild amount of stimulation, where you want to feel it. And here, targeting the inner legs, you might also feel it through the hamstrings and the spine. The Taoists say that spring is the ideal time to focus on joint health. It's the liver blood that nourishes the tendons and ligaments to maintain our flexibility and strength and to help us keep mobile and graceful. And in traditional Chinese medicine, the liver is the main organ for breaking down fats and detoxification. So the work we're doing here to revitalize the liver qi is helping to rid the body of waste and, other unwanted toxins, helping to clarify the body, detoxify. So as you breathe and relax, allow your attention to go to sensations, to go to where it's most needed, because where attention goes, our energy will flow. One more minute in this shape, as long as the body allows. Otherwise, taking a break at any time. Gently rise all the way up. Set the props off to the side and out of the way. take the hands behind the knees that are bent, assist the legs towards each other, and take a break in seated embryo pose. Again, maybe the eyes gently close. Are there any areas where you notice the movement of energy, where you can feel flow? A movement of energy might feel like a relaxation. It might feel like a soft pulsation, or maybe buzzing or humming. And as you're ready, gently open your eyes. Let's move the body a little bit. Just place the feet towards the outer edges of the mat and let the knees drop side to side. Continue to stimulate the flow of the qi through these lines of the inner legs, the outer legs, before we prepare to go and work the sides of the body more. Okay, so our next posture is Chiquita Banana. So what you'll do for this pose is use a couple of props to set it up. So you take your bolster and you place it towards like the top edge of your mat, and then have, a blanket or block towards the other, on the other side to support your head if you need it. And then go ahead and sit. I'll mirror you for this one again. So you're going to sit kind of onto the right hip with your knees bent. I'm going to lengthen the right side of the body and drape it over the bolster. I do want to mention that if you feel like you're going to need a little more stimulation through the side rib cage, you can also fold your blanket up to increase the curve by placing that blanket on top of the bolster, folded or otherwise. And so then you just begin to drape over the bolster and rest your elbow down onto the blanket. Keep the knees bent in the case you have a sensitive spine. Otherwise, you can play with the legs. You can straighten the legs out. So you're stacking more or less your left hip on top of your right. And then from there are other options. You could rest the head down. So, for example, you could have your head onto the blanket. You could also just let the head hang if that feels good through the side of the neck, also where the gallbladder channel flows. And you could bend the elbows and rest the thumbs to the back of the head if you want to work as well more into the shoulder area. So play with it a little bit so you can explore what's going to feel best for your body. Again, you want to be feeling this through the side rib cage, where the gallbladder channel zigzags back and forth down to the outer hip. And then some are feeling it along the neck as well. When the liver-gall bladder qi is out of balance, there can be too much frustration, irritation or anger, too much impulsiveness. It can be difficult to plan ahead, or we might have trouble or difficulty with adapting to changing conditions. And when in harmony, the liver qi helps us to regain kind of equilibrium during times of difficulty. So we're more able to adapt and change. To follow our life path. As they say, we're like a bamboo in the breeze, strong yet flexible. And what do you notice as you trace with your attention these lines of energy all along the left side of the body? Deep into the connective tissues. Is there something to feel there? Prepare for your transition. Unbend the elbows, bend the knees if they're not, and gently press yourself all the way up. The counter pose is to go to the other side. So all you need to do is make the shift onto the sit bones, come onto the left hip, re-lengthen the left side of the body, and begin to drape yourself over the bolster. I'll make the switch so that I'm still a mirror of reflection for you. Again, you can start with the elbow resting onto the floor or onto your blanket. Keep the knees bent if that's best on the low back, or stretch them out. You want to stack more or less the right side of the body on top of the left. And then, of course, you too can play with the arms on this side, whatever feels best. Remember, sides can vary in terms of what the needs are. So take some time to explore before you settle back into the stillness, into the shape. Replenish the liver qi, promotes compassion, kindness, and calm. We come home to the natural calm and peace within us. And it reduces reactivity to allow our innate wisdom and kindness to arise. So in this pose, continue to give yourself a chance to feel the feelings that arise. Meaning, try not to ignore or resist. Let us see if you can allow them to be acknowledged. Holding space for it to be. And then also when it's ready to go, letting it go is just as important as letting it arise. Remember, this is a practice of self-compassion, and these postures, they support balanced energy and our balanced emotions. And now slowly transition, straighten the arms, press into the bolster, bend the knees a little bit, come on up. And we're going to actually come onto our backs to rest before our next pose. But just make sure that you have a blanket where your head will be, as well as your other props, your strap and a block. And then make your way onto your back to allow your body to recover from that stimulation. And try to keep training the attention on the present moment. Whatever you're experiencing, keep welcoming it in. And now we're going to begin a posture called cat-tail, which is a supine twist. So you'll just start by, you might want to scoot actually your body over towards the right side of your mat. I'll no longer mirror you in this pose, but you're just going to start with straight legs, straight body. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. Take your left hand to the outer right knee. Carry the right knee across your body and come onto your left side. So you're coming on to sit onto your left elbow, right knee bent. And then we want to stack more or less the right hip over the left. And that left thigh just turns downward towards the floor ever so slightly to get into the position of cat-tail. And this is the posture here. For some, it's just right. For others, you might want to play with bending the bottom knee, the left knee, in which case the right hand holds the outer inner edge of that foot. You'll find if you hold the outer edge of the bottom foot, you're going to get more expansion through this kind of pec area of the right chest. If you hold the inner, it kind of shuts down that area. Maybe you need a little less stimulation and you choose that. If the hand's really far away, you can take your strap and loop the strap around the ankle and then hold the strap into your hands as well. Now from here, this top leg might straighten out in a way that it comes more or less perpendicular to your torso, toes aligned with navel or above if you need more stimulation through this gallbladder channel through the outer hip, the IT band area, or a little bit lower if that's too intense. Yeah, and there's an opportunity to twist through the gallbladder channels through the torso by letting the head drop back behind you into the hands, maybe onto a blanket or a block, creating a twisting, arching back bend through the torso. Look to the right to enhance the flow of energy through the neck. If that's too much, then adjust the gaze so the neck can settle as well. And stay friendly with your mind as it might produce any thoughts or feelings. The more we can treat our mind with kindness, the more we support the energy of the liver, the energy of compassion. And judgment or resistance, it just undoes all the important work we're doing here in the poses. Just stay friendly in your approach. In other words, there's no right or wrong way that things should be. Just notice how things are. Prepare to transition. Let go of the foot if you're holding it. And then look to your left and just bend the top knee and kind of come onto your left side and then roll flat onto your back and stretch your body out long onto the mat. Let your attention linger with sensations, knowing that guiding your attention guides your energy. And now, let's prepare for the other side. And so you can just stay onto your back, but just scoot your body over towards the left side of your mat. I'll just switch sides. And be sure that you have all of your props handy. I'm going to start by bringing the left knee in towards the chest. Bring your left knee with your right hand to the outer knee, across the body to the right. And then just prop yourself up onto your elbow. Stack those hips so that the left hip is over the right, and that right thigh turns gently down towards the floor. And this is the posture here, or perhaps you bend the bottom knee, hold the foot with your top hand or strap. Once again, you can also straighten out that top leg to your degree, and to find a back bend, if that's what you need, to twist through the torso, let the head fall back behind you onto whatever support you need there, hand or blanket. Gaze left for more stimulation through the neck. And keep calling your attention to where the sensations are showing up. sides of body, IT band on the left side, maybe through the top of the quad tissue on the right thigh. And if you feel that you've gotten distracted or the tension's a little wild, you might try reconnecting with your breath. You might try a few microcosmic orbits, moving the energy up the back of the body, the back of the spine, and then down the front. Is a way to reconnect to the body and also to restore the qi. As you inhale up the back of the spine, you might see a yellow trail of color. And pause at the space between the eyes. And exhale down the front of the spine and see a trail of white flowing all the way down to the space below the navel where you pause. And then repeating as it feels right for you. If you're orbiting the breath, pausing here, letting the breath flow naturally, and we'll transition. Let go of the foot and bend the knees a little bit. Roll onto your right side slightly and then onto your back. Lay out once again, nice and long. And keep watching how you feel. And now we'll come into a slightly deeper outer hip opener once again to kind of dive deep into that gallbladder channel. Place your feet to the floor. Be sure you have a strap handy. And let's start with both knees bent, feet to the floor, and then just take your right knee in towards your chest. Hold the back of your right leg wherever you can easily grab hold without straining the shoulders or the head, and begin to straighten out that leg to your degree so that you're getting a nice opening through the back of the right leg. Just creating a little space through the back of the right knee and into that hamstring area. Gently coax the right thigh in towards the right side chest without forcing at all. Soften the back of the shoulders towards the floor. And you can always have a blanket under the head for this set of poses. Can be nice so that you're not holding the head up at all. And now curl your right toes towards your right knee. See that happen? Turn the right toes out to the right. As you do that, you create an external rotation to that right hip. And then just bend the right knee and place the right outer ankle on top of the left thigh. You can keep the foot stationary on the floor, or perhaps you bring the left thigh in towards the chest, lift that foot. Hold the back of the left hamstrings left shin, or take a strap, place it in between the space of the legs and hold, and then around the left leg and hold the strap into the hands for a reclined eye of the knee pose. You want to be feeling this deep through the IT band, the gallbladder meridian on the right side, that outer hip area. Your compassionate attention staying on that area. Just it nourishes that line of energy just like the physical stresses nourishes it. Now stay with this reclined eye of the needle, or kind of zip up the legs and come into a reclined shoelace. So you're crossing more the right knee on top of the left like you're sitting in a chair, and then you can place your hands to the tops of the knees, slide the hands somewhere down the legs. Maybe you hold the outer edges of the feet. It can be fun to play with this here, float the heels away from the outer hips or gently draw them down and in. Let's choose what creates the best and deepest opening for your outer leg area. Now, as you scan the body, notice any areas that might be holding on. And see if you can use your attention to dissolve the tension. Let the tension release. Let the tension release from the jaw, the face. Feel the tension drain from the shoulders and the arms. And then slowly begin to transition, uncross the knees, hug the knees in towards the chest for a little knee cradle. You could rock gently the knees side to side. And place the feet to the floor. Let's do that again on the other side. So left side hamstring stretch. Draw the left knee in towards the chest. Begin to straighten it out to a point that feels right for you. You want a nice, gentle opening through the back, left knee, leg area. Hold wherever you can hold and still relax and bring some ease to the shoulders. Energy movement might show up as a gentle shaking of different parts of the body as the energy is loosened by the stimulation. And begins to move and flow more freely. Now turn the left toes towards the left knee and then out to the left and cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Again, stay with the right foot to the floor or draw the thigh in closer. Hold on with your hand or with a strap the right leg somewhere. Continue to relax the body as much as possible. Relaxation creates flow. opening space to these channels to allow the energy to flow freely and openly. To clear away any stagnant energy or blockages. And now you can stay or bring the knees to cross more tightly, left knee over right in this case. Again, holding the knees somewhere or holding along the legs. Even as we start to bring this practice to a close, see if you can still breathe mindfully, deeply and fully. Breath is one of the most important tools we have for gathering and circulating our qi. To promote openness, balance, and flow. And now slowly uncross the legs, hug the knees in towards your chest, and gently sway side to side. You might also want to circle the knees, can feel nice on the low back, so hands to tops of the knees circling in one direction for a bit with your knees. And eventually reversing that in the other direction, circling the knees. Place the feet to the floor and we'll prepare for a very important final relaxation. So the legs can stretch out long. You can take this posture, resting pose lying on your back, on your side, or on your belly. Place a blanket under the head, maybe over the body, to keep yourself warm. Just begin to feel your body, sense your body and your mind relaxing and releasing as you give the weight of your body over to gravity. Feel the heart too, relaxing more and more as you feel yourself cradled here on the earth. Preparing for your rest to receive the gifts of your practice. And doing nothing. Just allowing and trusting your inner energy to find its own way back into balance and harmony. All one, all whole, right here and now. Shavasana. And slowly now, begin to bring your awareness back into your body to notice the flow of your breath. And move gently the body, your toes and fingers. Stretch the arms and the legs. As you're ready, draw your knees in towards your chest. Roll to your side. And take your time to press yourself up to a seated position. And let us close our practice together. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up and overhead, touch the palms. Exhale, bring the thumbs down to the third eye center. The love and the light in me bows to that same love and light within each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of today's practice. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel revitalized and reinvigorated to really appreciate and have a lovely, beautiful start to spring. And I'll be around if you have any questions or comments to chat, and I'll be seeing you again soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.